we can dive into the first area, especially with respect to predictive intelligence. I would say, like, Mohit, let's kick off in terms of understanding how AI is changing the game, right? How AI is changing the data game with respect to predictive analytics. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so uh, from a predictive intelligence standpoint, right, the journey often starts with data. AI is revolutionizing how we understand and use customer data. Predictive analytics are, currently being powered by deep learning. Is enabling brands to anticipate, customer behavior to a much greater precision than before. While predictive analytics and predictive intelligence always existed before AI, AI has just supercharged the overall implementation and analysis of it.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it's more from a moving from a like a reactive approach to a very proactive approach. Instead of just looking at what customers did, okay, we can now kind of start predicting what might come next at a scale, right? I think that's where the predictive analytics is making kind of a much impact.
Yeah, it actually helps in orchestrating, smarter customer journeys, and optimizes conversion paths, right? So if you look at some of the work that, I'm doing with assortment as an advisor, we are focusing on AI-driven customer engagement, wherein, we are assisting marketers by generating a target audience and suggesting experiments based on historical user behavior, but also look at, like, the micro moments in terms of what's currently happening, and based on that we are able to predict and share information in terms of what actions are leading to better conversion and what actions might lead to churn, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, this kind of an aligns very perfectly with my experience too. Kind of in my experience working with like kind of on Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, Braze, this customer engagement platform, where leveraging data for audience segmentation, campaign strategy has been the key, right? Now with AI, it is just amplifying that overall effort, where we are now able to have the capability to do it more faster and more insightful, right? Means we can see through some of the conversion metrics that we see, where we have like a 35% kind of where Salesforce reported 35% on conversion rate when they use predictive intelligence. Previous slide, please. Yeah, yes. And then there is a kind of an care, for example, where they have observed 20% increase in basket size by predicting purchase propensity. And then especially the market itself, right? The market for predictive analytics is growing at a kind of a CAGR of 21.7%. It's kind of an year on year, that is expected growth, right? So it's a market. I feel that the adoption of the predictive intelligence platforms and the kind of use in day-to-day marketing is going to increase from here on. Now that leverages means in terms of the examples, I could say, like in terms of the examples of two of the B2B and B2B scenarios where predictive intelligence has been used, kinds of success stories. There are two things stand out. Okay, the Gong AI example, where they employ predictive analytics to analyze the sales calls, kind of to reduce the sales cycle, right? And then provide actionable insights, okay, on the sales strategies. What this kind of a combination of automation and then RAG AI models, okay, kind of has significantly kind of proven like 41% improvements in terms of cost, okay, and the overall efficiency. This is a very good example, and there's a lot of use cases available around it. And similarly, Starbucks, where they have adapted like kind of an predictive analytics to kind of to map that with what's happening in the city with respect to events, with respect to weather, and thereby they are able to kind of provide more engaged, okay, content, and then personalized content with re-engagement strategies.
Let's look at some of the platforms, right? So while there are the big players in the market like the likes of Salesforce and Adobe, I want to touch upon the up and coming challenges, right? while some of these challenging platforms are not necessarily startups, the reason why we've kind of like classified them as startups is because they are kind of like putting a lot of effort in entering into the AI
Mm-hmm.
race when compared to the big
Yeah.
players. So Sixth Sense is an example where it's a revenue AI platform for B2B marketing that uses intent signals and historical data, and it's predicting which accounts to target, when to engage with the members, and what sort of messaging works.
Mm.
Matt Cool is also offering a similar experience. High Touch is a great example of a reverse ETL tool and a data
Mm-hmm.
activation platform that
Yeah.
is now expanding its capabilities into predictive modeling. It's doing churn analysis, likelihood of conversion. It's building lead scoring, and also it's using AI now to build audiences and even for identity resolution. So kind of like it bleeds into what I call as a composable CDP. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course you also have Braze, which is a marketing automation platform, which is competing with the likes of Salesforce and Adobe.
Mm.
Has now started offering robust AI driven predictive analytics. But overall, right, what matters the most is the foundational data. You
Mm.
need to have clean and unified data. You have to invest in data assets. You have to be removing silos and ensuring that data flows are assigning clear accountability, you know which is really important, because without good data, right, AI really cannot do much of prediction, and anything that it
Yeah.
does without quality data, it's pretty much a garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, couldn't agree more, gents. Right now, once you have these insights, I think the next kind of an step is often like, say, how do you use this data, means kind of an predictions, how to map with the content that you want to kind of deliver to your customers, right?